a quick live, y'all. If y'all have been following me in on my YouTube journey, or you've been following me over on my Facebook page, then you know that I have been in my sewing era. So I have made this little coin pouch right here. Only this is not something you could go to the store and purchase, correct? It's handmade. All right, so this design, you can get it from Etsy or, wherever. But anyway, if this is the kind of content you like, then stick around. So the materials for today's video, you are going to need some easy color DTV. You're going to need you some faux leather. Now, I would suggest you get you some good faux leather, but I'm using the Dollar Tree brand of the faux leather today, okay? I'm using the Dollar Tree brand of the faux leather today, okay? It comes on a roll and it looks something like this, okay? So that's the one I'm using. I don't per se say stick with the Dollar Tree brand because it's very, very thin, and it is going to cause you to have to fuse it. And in my case, I used some Crafter's Choice Dollar Tree interfacing, okay? Hey, Donzel. Yep, another surprise live. So it's going, you would have to fuse this, y'all, because it's just so thin, right? So the panels that I'm going to start using, they will be arriving soon. So this is the back side, and it's kind of, I guess, it's rough, right? It's definitely rough. So this is the back side of where you want to put that Dollar Tree Fusible at, on the back. And then this is our front side. Now, if you have Cricut Design Space, you can upload any design that you want inside of Cricut Design Space. And in this case, I used this design, okay? So all I did was, we have this Dollar Tree piece of faux leather. We have the Dollar Tree interfacing. As you can see, it looks different from the back of this than now because I have the fusible interfacing on it, okay? If you want it to be a little more sturdier, you can use some fusible fleece or some Pellin SF Shape Flex 101 or Pellin SF 905 to give it just a little bit more shape, okay? So y'all, as y'all are coming in, thank y'all for being here. Please make sure y'all hit that like button for me if you are new here. I'm T. I'm your host of this channel and the creative of this channel. If you like what you see, please stick around. All right, so what I do is I definitely cut this just a little bit bigger, okay? And then I kind of trim everything down. So you'll need your, oops, I didn't cut that real good right there. There we go. But you will need a good pair of scissors, that is for sure. Okay? But we'll trim that down some more as we go along. Here is our zipper tape. I'm using the 5 millimeter, I think it is, tape. The number 5 tape, excuse me. I would prefer to use the number 3, but number 5 is what I have on hand. So this is what we're going to use, okay? And then I have that zipper. You can put a tag in it if you like, but this particular size tag, I already know it's going to be too big, so we're not going to use it. But this is just for if you wanted to put a tag in there, you could, okay? And then you're going to need, in my case, I'm making these 4x4, so you'll need 2 pieces of fabric as well, okay? Now, also on that DTV that you're going to use, it has a this kind of clear gray coating. Hey, Miss Anita. Oh no, yep, that's what it was. But this is, you'll take this off. Hey honey. All right, so you'll take this off the back of your SISER Easy Color DTV. And while we're speaking of SISER Easy Color DTV, I want to go ahead and thank Atlanta Vinyl, the sponsor of today's video. Thank you so much, Atlanta Vinyl, for allowing me to come over and get this DTV, which it stands for Direct to Vinyl, to work with my project today. So thank you guys so much for sponsoring today's video. You're also going to need some clips. You're going to need a lighter, some snips, and I think that's about all we're going to need. So if this is what you came here to see, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this thing, okay? So first, let me explain what we're going to do. And you can always go and catch the replay if you missed anything in the beginning. So we're going to take one of these panels, okay? And we're going to have this panel right side up facing us, okay? We're going to take our zipper and we're going to turn it zipper with the teeth down. But before we do that, I need you to take your lighter and go across there, y'all, so that these edges don't fray. Okay? So that these edges don't fray. It's okay that it's not even, because you're going to cut half of that off anyway. So you're going to lay it down like so. And you're going to line it up just like this. What you're going to do is once you get it lined up across that top, okay, and then you are going to make your little sandwich, okay? And then that is going to be for that part. Then you're also going to take your square, and you can also make this, choose to make this without lining, okay? So you don't have to have lining, but if you want lining just to give it, you know, a little more in there, you definitely can do so. So really all I'm doing right now is putting what I like to call is putting our sandwich together. So this is all I'm doing right now. Okay? Putting our sandwich together. So we'll have something that looks like this, okay? Something that looks like this. And y'all, what made my mind wonder is because I had bought some panels and I looked and I'm like, I think I could do this, right? So then I went and I started on a hunt. And I mean, I was on a witch hunt because I'm like, I can do this and I can figure it out. So this is our sandwich right here. And then we're going to put these two pieces right here with our zipper. And then we're going to slide our machine a little closer to us. Let me move. I got so many clips everywhere, y'all. I be going overboard with the clips. I promise I do. All right. So I think we can all see pretty good there. And I will check the comments periodically. I'm just making sure I got everything over further enough. I do. So we'll be cutting that off as well. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, try not to lose my little sandwich that I worked so hard to build. Okay. Uh-oh. Now I'm gonna try and do this at about 1/8 of an inch, but we might not get it quite at 1/8, but we'll do it at 1/2, and that'll be fine as well. So start off with that back stitch per usual. Okay. And you're going to unclip as you go, but making sure that everything is going to line up. And I would back stitch here and there because the object of this is to make sure everything lines up. And like I said, you'll see me back stitch every so often as I'm removing a clip. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. But I will be offering customized panels, like, you know, such as the one that I am doing, or if you want maybe a picture on it, something like that. I will be offering these panels on my website. Okay. So this is our first part, and We're going to cut this little top off right there because I knew that was going to be too long. All right. So you should have something that looks something like this. Uh-oh. Look at that, y'all. See? That 1/8 of an inch was too, it was too small. And I should have known that from when I did it the first time. So let me take this out really quick. So don't do don't do an 1/8 of an inch. Do a 1/4 of an inch. Do a 1/4. All right, let's take this out really, really quick. And good thing you can just break a stitch because it was so close to the edge. And I'm okay with that. Whoops. All right, boom, boom. Easy peasy, just like easy peasy like Sunday morning. All right, let's go. I'm gonna just turn this one back upside down so that way those ruffled edges will be at the bottom. So this is why it's also important to make sure that your sandwich is together and together tight. Dang. So I'm gonna go back and change this pattern to a 1/4 of an inch because I think I still left it at a 1/8 of an inch, and that's going to be not where we need it to be. All right, so anywho, let's get back to business. And you don't want your zipper, your needle on the zipper at all, okay? That would be real bad business for you. And I'm just gonna slide it down and back stitch, back stitch, back stitch. Okay. Back stitch again. How y'all doing today on this good old Tuesday? And the only thing with this particular project, you need a very let me let this up some. You just need a very wide format printer. I'm gonna go down just a little bit more, y'all, because I want to be safe. So I'm gonna go across still, but then I'm gonna come back like I did my last one. But what have y'all been doing on this good old Tuesday? Whoops. And you gotta watch this cotton because it will move on you, okay? So just try and hold it to the best of your ability. Sorry, my hand's probably in the way, but it'll be alright. Okay. Whoops. And y'all know I can't sew straight, right? Y'all already know that. Especially if y'all if y'all been following me a while. All right, boom. All right, so we should have something that looks like this. Okay. Minus your stitch is probably going to be a little straighter than mine, and that's okay too. All right, so you got something that looks like this. All right, you're going to flip this over your cotton piece. Y'all, I still did not catch this. What is, hold on. We're going to go, I missed a little spot in there that still didn't catch it. So let's bring it in just a little bit more. This is the hardest part of working with this part right here. It was me catching these stitches. Because I would love to be closer to the top, but it ain't gonna let me be closer to the top. So we just gonna roll with it. Now that should be enforced. If that ain't enforced, I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. All right. Now, so you should have something that looks like this. You're going to take your zipper piece, right? Now, what I do right here is I kind of roll. I call it roll and fold. Okay? Roll and fold. I'm going to don't worry about it hanging over. That's going to be okay because you are going to be trimming your inside anyway. So I just kind of clip it like so. And we're going to roll and fold, okay? Roll and fold. And let me just make sure. Yeah, I get a little nervous with this part. I just want to make sure we got it all. Okay. So like I said, we're going to roll it like so. Because you kind of want all your, you want all your words as much as possible. And then what you're going to do, once you pull down, but don't pull real hard, because remember, this is not all the way secure yet. So just kind of do it like so. I want to make sure before I do that, though. Hold on, y'all. I just got to be sure. With this zipper piece, I'm going to just reinforce it one more time. And this is going to be, especially because I'm using Dollar Tree faux leather. You just want to make sure that this is as down, as secure as possible. Because we don't want it to come apart. It's Dollar Tree faux leather. And we know this. And Dollar Tree, batten and all that good stuff. So it's better to be safe than sorry. I wouldn't give this one away to nobody, but I'm just saying. Okay, I think that's a little better for me. So now we're going to just pull this down like so. You can clip this over. You don't have to, but that's just what I do. And you're going to do that roll and fold as I was stating before. And you're going to just, don't do it on that side though. You want to do it like right, flip it over where your zipper teeth are face down. And you're going to top stitch, okay? You're going to top stitch. And you'll know if you're when you're top stitching, because that piece that you folded, that's what you're top stitching basically on. So you should be okay there. But me, I always do extra reinforcement, especially when using cheaper materials. But I do have some real faux leather or better quality faux leather material coming. So you're going to see that this part is going to be a little bit bigger. That's okay, because we're going to trim everything down. So as you can see, that top stitch looks pretty good there. That's our top stitch. You can barely see it. And that's what you want to see, okay? All right, can y'all please hit that like button while y'all are in here? Please and thank you. Okay, so this is what we have. Our first panel is done. And we're going to cut all these frail edges and all of that good stuff. Because why? We're not going to leave all that crazy stuff down there. So let's grab our other panel from over here. Now, what you're going to do, so you still need this panel. You're going to take this side, so we're going to call this right sides or pretty sides, and we're going to put it up, match it up, okay? I'm going to match it up to the best of your ability. You're going to make your sandwich again, okay? Y'all, look how this is coming together already, okay? It don't take long, especially if your stitches play fair. It don't take long. All right, so, and again, you want to make sure that these are lined up. So make sure that don't look lined up to me. So I'm going to move it like so. Okay. So something like this. Put you a clip. Making sure it stays on that top of that zipper. Okay. Same thing here. Making sure you line it up. And boom. So that is that side. And are we all the way lined up? Well, I got to cut some of it off, so it ain't going to matter no way. All right. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over. So this orange, 100% 100% piece of cotton. Let's see how we're going to put this. Yep, like that. Like so. And then you're just going to line it up. So what I do is I'm going to clip right here. And then I'm going to let this one up. Okay? So you're just making your sandwich all over again. Okay? Making that sandwich all over again. And what are we going to do? We're going to repeat that process. Now, before you start sewing, you want to check and make sure that your sandwich is good. And in our case, I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to remove this first clip. And I'm going to come over some, y'all, because we don't need no shenanigans. I don't like that. Too close to the top. All right. And then you're going to do a back stitch. If y'all got comments, drop them and I will, or questions, drop them and I will answer them for you. I just can't hardly see the chat right now because I'm doing this on my phone. And like I said, I knew we was too close to that top, but that's okay because we're going to do what? Reinforce. Reinforce, reinforce. All right. Okay. Y'all. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Hold on. Check the truck. You got it? Okay. All right. I'm going to unstitch this. Y'all, give me just a second. I know I'm out of focus. Hold tight. Hold tight for me. I need to back this all the way up just for... Like I said, your hardest part is going to be making sure your sandwich stays together. Even sometimes with those clips, they don't always line up like they should. And y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but my son, he graduated, thank God. It was a rough journey to get him there, but he graduated the end of last month. So we are so thankful for that. And congratulations to anybody who has any children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews. Congratulations to the entire class of 2025. I love to see our younger and older generation going back to school and ultimately just making sure that they are securing their future. All right, y'all, let's see. Okay, so no, these do line up. It's just a little bit bigger. Just by hair. I'm gonna get back in the camera view, y'all. Hold on, let me get this sandwich together over here. Cause I declare this is terrible right here. All right. And I promise you, when I made this the first time, I didn't struggle. I struggled, but I didn't struggle this bad. It's always when you're trying to show somebody else. And then I'm here. Y'all already know my motto. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I'm just lining everything back up, y'all. Basically trying to secure this sandwich. Because it's playing with my emotions at the moment. All right. Thank you, Denzel. Hey, Miss Carmen. Yep, sewing. I made this panel right here. And I'll show you. So these right here, I actually printed on this faux leather. I used regular ink. I just had to get a bigger printer, but I printed on the faux leather and used DTV as well. So that's what we're making over here, trying to get our life together first of all, because look at that. These panels don't want to let me be great today. I'm gonna have some bigger sizes as well. Like I said, I was just kind of testing the water with this 4x4 to see if I could just even do it, because y'all, I had spent a grip and I was like, I know I can do this. And I was so right. Boy, was I right. Let me go down just a little bit. I'm gonna come in just a little bit closer. There we go. That's where I want to be. But away from my zipper. Away from my zipper. So you want it to be close, not that close, and you want to stay away from that zipper. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Uh-oh. Our thread broke. Our thread broke. Yay. Aren't we so glad for that? Not really, but we'll take it. All right. So let's back up just a hair. And y'all, I can almost guarantee y'all I'm going to stitch this again. I am, because we got to have reinforcement. This is Dollar Tree materials at the moment. My real material ain't got here yet, so feel like I'm off track still. But we're going to just a little bit. Just a little bit, not too bad. Okay, I'll take that. But let's just go in and reinforce it just a little bit more. So I definitely wouldn't suggest this. If you're going to test it, yes, use the Dollar Tree materials. Otherwise, get you some of that expensive, high quality material. That was in my zipper, felt like. Okay. All right. So then everything should be, you know, sewn together. We still missed it by a hair. Just a hair. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's turn it over. And then this, all this part right here, we're going to cut off anyway, because it doesn't line up. So that part I'm not worried about. That's what I say. You can always have it too big. That way it gives you room to cut when you need to. Okay. All right. Boom. All right. So now we definitely should be sewed all together. Okay, cool, cool. We are. But before I do any of that, let me cut this edge off here, y'all. I'm only going to cut the edge. Don't cut into your stitches, because that is going to be a bad day, okay? Don't do that. All right. Slide that out the way. And all right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we did over here on this side. We're going to top stitch. So let's put our little pieces down. I probably can cut this just a hair more. And all I'm doing, y'all, is just cutting off the excess off the top. That's it. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to do this top stitch. Come down a little further under the what should have been the very first stitch you did. Come down just a little bit further than that. All right, let's pull. All right, there we go. And then you're just gonna do a top stitch as best you can. Sometimes I can get a good top stitch, while other times it's like, girl. But I'm still learning. But we make it do what it do, okay? All right, so now we are looking like this. So as you can see, I'm gonna push this back just a little bit. So as you can see, we have this. We're gonna clean up all of this around here, so we're not gonna worry about that. But before we do any cleaning up, what I want you to do is grab your zipper pull, okay? Grab your zipper pull, and you are going to split this, not all the way, but just enough, okay? I don't know about y'all, but zippers are the devil for me, okay? Zippers are the devil for me. We don't get along. So, hopefully, look at that. It's starting already. I was going to say, hopefully, it was going to let me be great, but you know. Somebody told me you're supposed to hear the zipper click, but I don't think I've ever heard it click, but okay. And then we're going to lay it down like so. And wow, can y'all believe that? We did it. Okay, so it's like so. Now, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab, nope, let me just use my ruler, baby, because I don't know who I think I'm playing with. So we're just going to use this piece of cardboard right here and our ruler to the best of our ability. And this little shindig right here. Now, I'm not going to cut the zipper. I'm just cutting the excess of the fabric. That's all I'm cutting. Okay? Then I'm going to turn it like so. Ooh, did I cut it up enough? Nope, I didn't cut it further enough because I don't want to cut the zipper at all. It's not time to cut it yet. And then you're just going to kind of snip right there. Now, normally, that would have been even, but it wasn't. We're just going to roll with it. It wasn't even when I did it the very first time either. So I had to do a lot of cutting and trimming and cutting. Okay, just move that out your way. And whoops. Okay, so as y'all can see, we're coming along. It takes a little work, but we coming along. You like to sew 2D Smith. Hey, Miss D. Hey. All right, so we're going to repeat that same process. Now, y'all, really and truly is no point, no reason that my squares should not really be even, because I have an 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀 that could have cut these squares, and I have several cutters, and the Singer Memento being a fabric cutter itself. I could have cut these straight and it would have saved some time, but sometimes you just don't feel like pulling out them big old machines, and that's what this is, especially when like we're trying to pack and all that good stuff. The new house is gonna hate to see me coming. Like, girl, Didn't I tell you to throw? No, I can't throw nothing away. My husband be telling me, I need you to throw. No, I don't. Nuh-uh. Throw you away, because I ain't throwing none of my crafting stuff away. Sorry. He already done threw enough of it away. All right, so this is what we have, y'all, and we're just gonna go across here, and we're gonna kind of cut these little strays. All right, there we go. Boom, 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 like so. And then we're gonna try and move this up out our way. So this is what you should have, okay? And we got more. This, I will say this particular, I normally use 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀 for fabric, but I got whatever Michael's had, and baby, I don't like it. Okay, so we're just gonna open this a little past the middle, so about right here, okay? And what we're going to do is we're gonna match our sides up. It's time to get ready to close this puppy up. And maybe I want to move this back just a hair, okay? So you're gonna take your two fabric pieces. You don't want to really manipulate your zipper that much yet, but sometimes you have to. And if you have to, it's okay. But if you can get away with not having to manipulate that zipper, because I think when you move that zipper, it kind of makes it like not turn all the way out. So maybe I move this up just, I think that might be okay. But it ends up getting caught up just a hair. So making sure you line everything up to the best of your ability. If it doesn't line all the way up, it's not the end of the world. You still have to do a final trimming. So it's going to be okay. Okay. So you may start out 4x4, but baby, that don't mean we're going to end 4x4, okay? Especially with it being Dollar Tree material. But I ain't knocking Dollar Tree material, because baby, it got the job done. It got the job done. And I can't, like, I was really shocked. I was really, really shocked. But just after spending that kind of money on panels, and I was just like, I can do this myself. And sometimes you just have to go and do some research and research and research. So now that I know how to make my own, that's what we're gonna do. All right, you can clip around here and around here, but leave this bottom open, because that's going to be how we, and make sure that zipper is open, because that's going to be our turn hole, okay? Me too. I never worked a sewing machine yet, but I got one in the other room. I want to use it. I hope everything there. I've been crocheting. Like, I crochet some too. I crochet some too. I'm just going back checking the comments, y'all, real quick. All right. So let's go ahead and make sure I got that thing there closed. And y'all could tell I was doing some trying, honey. I was doing some trying. I was like, no, we got to figure this out. But I finally cracked the code. Finally cracked the code. So the purpose of this was really just to show y'all how to kind of sew this up in these panels. I think I'm gonna just start with the bottom right here. And believe it or not, I just kind of started playing with the sewing machine, and sometimes that's what you got to do, because I'm here to tell you, ain't a sewing bone in my body, okay? It ain't a sewing bone in my body. Also, with this cheaper fabric, and I'm talking about this orange fabric, also with that cheaper fabric, let me tell you. All right, we coming up on that zipper, so I'm just going to kind of reach in here, and we're in here, and push it over, because I do not want to run over that. I thought I had pushed it over to the middle further enough, but I guess I did. But y'all, it's not a sewing bone in my body, okay? But you just have to kind of play with it. It'll be fine. I promise it will be fine. And my zipper's gonna do the same thing it always does. It'll be alright. Because that's the part we're gonna cut off anyway, so it ain't gonna matter about it twisting and turning and folding and whatever else is doing, whipping and nay-naying and all of that. It'll be fine. Whoops. You should open it up. We would just learn together. Yes. Oh, you can do a single chain stitch. Okay. So, y'all, I went to some seminars, right? And I have a beginner sewing series coming out because I learned just so much in general from going you know, to those seminars. And man, when I say the OGs can sew, they can sew. But I have definitely, now I can tell that I improved, because y'all know that sewing was god awful over here, honey. That sewing was god awful, but we made it, right? We made it. But I learned a lot in those seminars, and I think it would be beneficial for me to share that information with you all. And so I'm working on recording that. But baby, the way my phone around here acting, and I can't really pull out the cameras like that because I done packed those up, not knowing that I was gonna run out of space on my phone. Mind you, I have a 1 terabyte phone, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. But okay. I hope my zipper is not playing with me. But yeah, y'all, so I learned a lot in those little seminar thingies. And if you can sew, you'll always be able to make something, no matter how small it seems, right? If y'all were following my Facebook group, and y'all saw that, I'm gonna push this back some, and y'all saw that dress panel pattern that I made, like, y'all, I had no idea. So I just I cut up another dress that I had. I'm just cutting off the bulk, y'all. I had to cut up another dress that I had, and I made my pattern from the dress that I already had. And I'm just trying not to cut my stitches. This is yellow thread that I have in here, so it's a little hard for me to see it. Girl, don't you cut these stitches, because I'll be mad. And let me cut this off right quick. I don't want to cut this right here. I don't want to cut none of that yet till I'm sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my fingers, push that all the way open. And this is how you check, right? You just push your fingers all the way down the side, down the bottom, and up the other side, because you want to make sure that everything is still closed, especially after cutting, right? Okay, so now everything is Gucci, as these young kids like to say these days. So I'm just going to cut my Lord have mercy. Okay, cut that off. That's your excess zipper, right? Then you're going to come over here to the other side, and that's just a hair uneven there, but that's going to be okay. So we cut that off. So in the beginning, it seems like it's so messy that it's not going to come together. Hey, James Money. It seems like it's not going to come together, but it will come together. You just kind of got to trust the process. So now, where you left this turn hole at down here at the bottom and you left your zipper open, you're just going to kind of something like this and roll the orange fabric kind of over it. Let's see what we can do here. All right. And you'll start to see it come together. Try not to lose where you... Oh, geez. Where's my opening? There we go. Oh, and it may be a little tough, but it's doable. Just keep pushing. Don't do it real hard because you ain't gonna like the outcome of, you know, pushing it too hard. So it's gonna ball up. It's gonna be fine. I promise. And you're just gonna keep pulling. Keep your orange part up here. Once you start, you know, finding your way, put your fingers back through there. Lord have mercy. And we're gonna pull that just a little bit. Now, you could use you a chopstick or something like that, but with this being, I know I keep saying Dollar Tree fabric, but I want you guys to understand that it's Dollar Tree fabric is probably not going to be the best way. But yes, Miss Carmen, you should open up that sewing machine. Look at me pushing this part back down. We don't need to push that part back down. And you're just going to kind of go around. And you're going to push everything out. And you'll see it starting to come together. So, y'all. A piece of Dollar Tree faux leather. A piece of Dollar Tree Crafted Square Fusible interfacing. This is what the faux leather looks like. It has to be a flat, smooth on the front part. A zipper, some DTV, and ink. We are making this. Do y'all see why I was so shocked? Do y'all see why I was so shocked? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I have my iron on. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm just going to gently iron that little orange piece of cotton. That's all I'm going to do. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show y'all. So you're going to take this little folded edge right there. It's okay if it already came loose a little bit because you're getting ready to fold it in. So what I usually do is I start in that little corner and maybe, I mean, you decide how, you know, how big you want your fold to be. I'm just going to fold mine in to the best of my ability. Okay. This is on the inside. As long as it is sealed and sewed, you know, closed. So if you got some back stitching going on, you're good. So you should look something like this. I'm going to put a clip over here because I'm going to press this one more time before we sew it. Okay? One more time before we sew it. And you could, it won't hurt to put a little starch there too if you want to, but I just spritzed it for right now and it'll be fine. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom y'all. Well, let me bring the machine back down some more. Whew. Miss D, I'm gonna send you a text message on Thursday so we can get together to figure out what time works for you. All right, y'all. So, hold on. And that's another thing. With this cheap fabric, the cotton, your machine will eat it up, okay? Your machine will eat it up. So try to make sure it's not caught, you know, on nothing, so that it could just go through as smooth as possible. Oh, I see my little piece trying to come out right there. So we're just gonna kind of, and like I said, this doesn't have to be sewed the best. You just want to make sure it's sewed. You can cut the excess off if you want to. So this little bit of excess across there, I'm probably just going to trim that part. And really and truly, it's on the inside. So who's going to know if you don't point it out? And I'm just going to put an extra stitch right there. Okay. All right. So that should be sealed. We're going to cut our threads off. Boom. Now we're going to go ahead and push this bad boy back down in here. This is our lining. And you're just going to make sure you're pushing those corners down inside the corners that are on the inside. And let's push this corner back out as far as it'll come. And voila. And let me burn. Where did I put it at? Oh, right here. Let's just burn this just a little bit. And burning that zipper just so nothing, oops, comes apart. And I burnt that little piece a little too much. So, y'all, what do y'all think? Hey, Miss Karen. No, I didn't sublimate it. I used regular ink. I put this through my printer with regular ink. So y'all see there? Y'all can't even tell. Look down in there. That looks like a regular seam. Y'all see that? That's a regular seam. You can't even tell it. Thank you, Donzel. So, y'all, it's just that easy to make these. So, I placed the order and I was paying like $8 a panel. And I was just like, yeah, no, that was getting so expensive. And I was like, it's got to be a way I can do this my own self. So I started doing research. And at first I couldn't find it. I was like, yep, it's probably some kind of special ink and this, that, and the other. And something said, girl, try running the panel through the machine. So I was able to run the panel through the machine, especially because this was so thin, right? And then I said, well, you know, versus trying to tear up the rollers and things on the machine, let me just use some DTV. So then I printed on the DTV and put that on top of the faux leather. So, I mean, it can get kind of pricey because like the faux leather, the real faux leather that I got, the more like it's probably, you see the difference in how thick this faux leather is versus, where's I put it, versus how thin this faux leather is. Oh yeah, I know what you meant. But so you want a thicker faux leather. So in order to use good quality faux leather, you're going to have to, and see the first one, so they're pretty similar in size. Even though I had to do a good bit of cutting here, I still didn't lose much. So yeah. So what y'all think about this project? DTV stands for direct to vinyl. I'll show you what it looks like. And once again, shout out to Atlanta Vinyl for sponsoring today's video. Atlanta Vinyl, they are so good to me. Okay, so This is what the faux leather looks like right here. So this is the 11 by 17 sheet. And then the smaller sheet, let me get those. And then this is the smaller sheet right here, which is the 8.5 by 11. But at first, when DTV came out, we were using DTV on shirts. So, you know, you have like printable vinyl. Now, that's another thing. Speaking of printable vinyl, let me, for now, I'm going to stand on it. But I may have to back up and recant this statement because I'm going to double check it, right? But I believe on printable vinyl that you can get some printable vinyl that can withstand heat. So printable vinyl, no, I'm not standing on that, y'all. I'm not standing on that. I'm going to stand on using the DTV. And here's why. The DTV is made by SISER, right? We know the type of products that SISER puts out. They are like 1000% of great quality. We see it here, right? So why deviate from what we already know? And I just feel like with printable vinyl, now that I think of it, I believe it's just adhesive based. So you still, if you're not able to run this through your printer, you still would need the DTV, right? So you might as well just use the DTV because not everybody is going to have the capability of running that thicker faux leather through the machine. Now, of course, if you get the Dollar Tree one, you can. But that Dollar Tree faux leather, it's phasing out, at least especially in my area. Now, when I go back, when I go to Florida in a couple days for my birthday and anniversary, my birthday and anniversary is the same day, 6/13. Gemini in the building. But anywho, they have a Dollar Tree. It's in like the Tanger outlet type deal thing. So it has an outlet and it's full of Dollar Tree stuff. And they usually have a lot of this faux leather. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to know is you don't have to stick to it just being white faux leather. Especially if you're going to make like those barrettes and things like that. You can get any color faux leather. And the reason I say any color is because if you're printing on the DTV is what goes on top of the faux leather. So they're not going to see the color anyway. Does that make sense? So hopefully that makes sense, everybody. But if y'all think of any, and Miss Carmen, thank you for dropping by. Please make sure y'all like the video, share it out if you can. Ask me any comments below or questions that you might have. If you're not yet subscribed to me, please smash that subscribe button. We love to have you over here. And that's all I got for y'all, though. Happy, blessed Tuesday. Y'all already know. Peace, be blessed, stay crafty. I'm your girl T, and I'm out. One God, one love. Y'all take care. So long. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, guys. You're welcome.